What is going on, guys, and welcome to my Week 2 GBA match. This one is against Mulvone and the Cincinnati Loudreds. Your Sacramento Seakings are looking pretty strong today. I decided to bring the general same wall core in Mega Sableye, Paul, Slowbro, and Clefable. I decided to bring Darmanitan because he seemed really useful this week. Choice Scarf Darmanitan with the Adamant nature is actually able to outspeed everything on his team, so I was really stoked about that. I brought Unburdened Hitmonlee and Tornadus T as well. Pretty much the same Tornadus and same Unburdened Hitmonlee, but Andrew's team is looking pretty damn scary. He has a lot of really hard-hitting attackers. He has Weavile, he's got the Landorus T, he has Mega Manectric, which can just, that thing can absolutely blow holes in my team. The only way to take care of it is actually just to be faster than it with Darmanitan or Hitmonlee, but it can definitely do some damage if it catches me on some matchups that I don't like. But anyways, let's just go ahead and hop into it here. I decided to lead off with Mega Sableye just because I do want to get that Mega up just as soon as possible, and I actually thought he was going to lead off with his Azelf, so that's actually perfect. He does end up leading off with his little blue pixie thing, and that allows me to get a Mega Evolution here. I'm expecting him to probably just want to go for the U-turn because obviously, even if he does have Dazzling Gleam, he's not going to be able to kill me at full health here. I am max special defense, max HP, so I'm pretty prepared for an Azelf. So he's just going to go for a U-turn right off the bat. I just get my big old jewel out, bounce right off that shit, as he's going to bring in Empoleon, as I just go for a knockoff on the first turn. I figure if he does switch, that's completely fine. Something's going to lose its item. So the Empoleon does end up losing its leftovers, which is pretty nice. Now the Penguin throws a Scald at me, and unfortunately, he gets a burn. So that's like the only way to get a status on freaking Mega Sableye, unless he like Poison Jab and Poison. But yeah, so that's really unfortunate. I actually decided to burn him back, so a little bit of payback there. So we're both now burned. I knew that the burn really wouldn't do much to the Empoleon, obviously, because it's not a physical attacker, but I didn't want to switch out just yet because I know that Mega Sableye still has a decent matchup against that thing. And yeah, so now I'm just going to go for a recover, as I kind of expected him to switch out here. So I'm going to go for the recover, get all my health back. Besides the burn damage, I'm looking pretty fucking healthy, as he brought in an Umbreon, and Umbreon shows me that he has the heal bell, which actually I kind of forgot about, and that's really terrible, because my plan for this match was to be able to kind of paralyze his fast things, get burns on like maybe the Landorus. You know, burns would be really useful. Although now that I see that heal bell, I'm kind of sitting here like, oh shit, I'm scared to waste turns going for status conditions just because. Yeah, but he's going to switch out here. I knew that he was going to switch, so I decided to go for another Will-O-Wisp here, as he's going to bring in his Mega Manectric. I go for the Will-O-Wisp, it actually ends up missing, and I was like, fuck my life. It, I guess, didn't really matter because, I mean, obviously it's a Manectric, but that little bit of damage, you know, every turn could help out. But what are you going to do? Willow-Miss happens. Anyways, he's now going to Mega Evolve, get all weird and pointy, and apparently that's scary, so it's going to intimidate me. I'm like, oh god, I'm afraid of points. Sharp things are so scary. But I'm just going to actually stay in here because I know that Special Defensive Mega Sableye can take pretty much any attack with ease from a Mega Manectric. So I'm just going to go for another recover here, which is going to bring me up above half, which is nice. I'm basically sitting here. If I got that burn, I could honestly just sit here and recover all day. But he now decides he's not going to get anywhere with his Manectric here. He did get it Mega Evolved, which is probably what he was looking for. Be able to switch in Intimidates. That's another scary thing about his team, is that he has access to 2 Intimidate Mons. He has this Landorus and that freaking Manectric. So my physical attackers are pretty fucked up when it comes to that shit. But I just go for another recover as he brings in the Landorus. Gonna get an Intimidate. Not too big of a deal. My knockoffs aren't gonna do shit anymore. But here at this point, I know that I can switch in Slowbro safely. If he does go for the knockoff on the first turn, it'll do about half to me because I am max HP and max defense. But other than that, I can kind of slack off damage if he decides to stay in. But he goes for the Earthquake. Judging by this damage, I kind of thought this was a Choice Band Lando, but running some damage calcs, I believe he just got a high roll there. I mean, honestly, I just did not expect it to do that much, but Paul's sitting, you know, pretty solid here. I'm at above half, so I'm not really that worried, as I'm going to go for a Scald, as he's going to switch in his Mega Manectric again. He's going to get that Intimidate. Obviously, doesn't really matter, but I'm glad to get a little bit of damage off on this thing because of the fact that this thing, I mean, Mega Manectric is such a threat to my team that just any amount of damage to this thing really helps. But I go for the Scald, it does about half, and I end up getting a burn myself. And I was like, alright, Scald burns all over the place. The water is hot today, boys. Shit is hot today. Alright, so the burn damage brings him down below half. Here at this point, I really did not have a switch. This was one of those times where if Slowbro was in against Mega Manectric, I told myself I would just let him kill it. seeing as Slowbro wasn't really all that useful in this matchup. I actually let him die, unfortunately, but he does go for the Volt Switch on the kill, so that's actually really nice because that allows me to see what he wants to bring in. He goes for the Azelf, and that allows me to bring in Darmanitan. I know that a free switch into Darmanitan is extremely scary to his team, and I know that his only switch into Darmanitan is Landorus T, so predicting the Landorus to come in here to get the Intimidate on the predicted Flare Blitz, I'm just going to go for the U-turn, and this allows me to get the matchup that I want to get against this Lando. So my plan for this Landorus in the team building aspect was to bring almost max defense Clefable. I think he has like 200 defense, max HP, a little bit of special attack, and I actually gave my Clefable Life Orb. So he's going to set up Stealth Rocks, which is going to be helpful for him considering Darmanitan has limited switches, and I just go for the Ice Beam here, and I'm like, alright, let's see if this shit kills. Doing the damage calcs, it did have a chance to kill, and it is going to take out the Landorus. So Ice Beam from Clefable is going to knock out the Landorus, and that is amazing, because what that means is Darmanitan now is able to come in and fire off Flare Blitz without really being scared of anything. So that's really cool. So now he's going to bring back out the Manectric here. He's going to go for a Volt Switch on a full health Clefable. Not going to do a whole lot here, even though I am physically defensive. Clefable ain't worried about nothing. I'm a big pink motherfucker who just doesn't afraid of anything. But yeah, so I'm going to go for a Moonblast on the switch here. I figured it would be just a decent move just to get some damage. I know that he's probably going to switch into the Empoleon, but honestly, this Empoleon doesn't have a whole lot that could hit me unless he has Flash Cannon, which actually wasn't going to be able to take me out, but I figured I'm going to go ahead and save Clefable. I want that thing to be able to come in clutch for later. I decided to switch into Family Jewels here, as he actually ends up going for the Scald, I believe. And max special defense, freaking Sableye is able to take that quite nicely. And at this point, I believe, actually, I think I could take another one. After this burn damage, it was kind of iffy as to whether or not I would be able to take another one. But I'm just going to go for the Recover as he's going to switch out, wants to save the Empoleon as he's going to bring in Azelf here. So I thought I was like, alright, sick. I'm in a fucking decent matchup here. He brings in Azelf on a max special defense Sableye. So I get the Recover there. And the burn damage is going to bring me to the point where a Dazzling Gleam is in range to be pretty sketchy. It could possibly kill. He goes for the Dazzling Gleam, and that is actually going to take out Mega Sableye with a critical hit. I think the crit actually might have mattered upon running damage calcs. I think he did. It would have been really close, needless to say. But what are you going to do? Crits happen. Anyways, I'm going to bring out Darmanitan again here. I'm going to get hurt by those Stealth Rocks, as now I know that he does not have that Landorus around, so I'm free to fire off a nice little Flare Blitz, as he's going to bring in his Umbreon here. And check this damage. You do not want to fuck around with Darmanitan. Honestly, I love my team because of the really good wall core, and I have my favorite attackers in the game. Like, Unburden, Hitmonlee, and Darmanitan just fucks shit up. But yeah, so that Flare Blitz obviously tells me one more will be able to take this thing out. It's now just a matter of how many Flare Blitz I have left in me in Stealth Rock switches. So at this point, I'm going to finish off the Umbreon with another Flare Blitz, which is going to knock me down, my health down a little tiny bit here, but I'm at a little less than half. I realize that I have a free switch into Rocks and then maybe 2 Flare Blitz left in me. So he's now going to bring in the Empoleon. I could kill with Flare Blitz here, but I want to save the recoil damage because I want to be able to outspeed the Azelf and stuff like that. So I know he's probably just going to go for a Scald. I decided to bring out Tornadus here, which is the Tornadus, as he's going to go for a Scald. He actually doesn't get the burn here, I don't think, which is pretty damn nice. But I go for a Focus Blast. Plot twist, guys. Focus Blast did not miss. Like, holy shit. And that is able to take out the Empoleon there. So thank you, Tornadus, for fucking wearing your glasses today and not missing a Focus Blast. You came in clutch there, buddy. But yeah, so Tornadus is out here. He's now going to bring in his Manectric, going to get that Intimidate, doesn't matter, but he's going to be able to also outspeed me, and looking at my team, I still just don't have anything that wants to take an attack from this Manectric. The Manectric was probably one of the biggest threats to my team. I mean, I am able to outspeed it with Unburden, Hitmonlee, and Darmanitan, but just getting off matchups like that is really what goes to fuck me. So Manectric's putting in work. He's now going to switch into his Weavile. So he did get another kill on a Volt Switch, which shows me what he wants to bring in here, and the Weavile comes out. So this is a perfect opportunity for me to bring out my Clefable, who is defense invested, and he shows me the Poison Jab, which Clefable is able to live with 27 HP. Thank God I put those defense EVs in Clefable here, and I'm able to fire off a Moonblast at this Weavile, which is actually not going to take it out, but it puts it in range to the point where Life Orb will actually be able to take this thing out. So even though it didn't kill, I'm really not that worried because this Weavile going down is going to make my life a lot easier. So yeah, he just finishes me off with one more Poison Jab. I honestly did not expect Poison Jab at all. At first when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, that was scary. But good preparation on his part. Thank God I had those defense EVs. But the Weavile goes down. Now he is going to bring in the Manectric here. This allows me, I believe, to bring in bring in Darmanitan. His browser on fleek, fucking on fire, I guess you could say. But yeah, so I'm going to get Stealth Rock damage, which is unfortunate. And at 29 HP, I was kind of expecting this here Flutter Blitz to actually knock me out here. So I go for the Flutter Blitz. It is going to take out the Manectric. But as you'll see, the recoil damage actually ends up not killing Darmanitan here, so it knocks me down to 6 HP. His last Pokemon is Azelf here, so I'm really not that worried considering in the back of my team I do have Unburdened Hitmonlee, who did have knockoff for this thing. So if I did die to that last Flare Blitz recoil, I would have still had Unburdened Hitmonlee to be able to come in on that Azelf, go for the Fake Out, and then knock off Outspeeds, and would have been able to kill it. But thank you, Darmanitan, for putting in the finest of work. That was a really insane match. It came down to 1-0. I had Hitmonlee still in the back of the team there, ready to kick some shit like Ronda Rousey. Or actually, I mean, Ronda Rousey kind of gets kicked in the face, but you know what I mean. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. And I figured I would do live commentary on this match today just to kind of switch things up. A lot of people in the comments of the last one said that it's nice to, you know, we kind of switch between live commentary and post commentary. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think, if you prefer live commentary or post commentary. It makes the matches go by a little bit quicker when it's the post. But yeah, so also, one more thing, I do still have the Sacramento Seakings merchandise available. It will be in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you to some sweet t-shirts, hoodies, phone cases, and mugs and shit. So yeah, fuck yeah, Seakings. We are starting off the season 2-0, boys. Could not be more excited. Later, guys.